like and subscribe. This is not something that I normally talk about, but I'm going to say this. Um, Shadeur Sanders will win at least 2 Super Bowls before the Browns win a Super Bowl, if any. In 2017, the Browns had a chance to draft Deshaun Watson with the 12th pick of the 2017 draft. They failed to draft him. They traded the pick away. In 2017, Deshaun Watson had a decent season, but in 2018, 2019, 2020, he was all pro. And the Browns, and he wanted to get out of Texas. And the Browns gave him a $240 million guaranteed contract to get Deshaun Watson, a player that they could have got for half of that had they drafted him when he came out of college. And he would never have been set up by the owner of the Texans because he wanted to leave. He was that valuable. The owner did not want to trade him away. So he set him up with all these rape allegations. But see, the Browns blew it. They could have had him with the 12th pick of the 2017 draft. Now they turned around and did the same stupid thing again. Shadeur Sanders is the best QB, the best college QB in the country. His stats is comparable to anyone's, but he doesn't have an offensive line. He's accomplished all this with no offensive line and no running game. He has turned around two losing programs. I think it was Jacksonville, and then he turned around Colorado Buffaloes. The Browns had a losing season. This was the guy to turn that team around with a weak offensive line. He still could have got the job done with the defense. The Browns got a defense. All they needed was Shadeur Sanders at quarterback. And a halfway and an average line. Not a great line, just a great defense and an average line. Shadeur would have took you to the playoffs. And you'd have had time to build that line up, and then you'd be in there. But you turned around and you did the same stupid thing you did with Deshaun Watson. And then all the fans in Cleveland are putting down Deshaun Watson and calling him all these names and all this and saying all these ridiculous things about him. When the simple fact of the matter is, if the Browns would have had sense enough to draft him in 2017, those 3 All-Pro years he had would have been in Cleveland. The 3 All-Pro years he had would have been in Cleveland. But we blew it. And now the Browns blew it again with Shadeur Sanders, who is probably better than Deshaun Watson. Shadeur has been Shadeur turns the team around his second year. That was the man to turn the Browns around. And he could have done it with an average offensive line and a good defense. And the Browns blew it. History is repeating itself again. And one other thing. I think Jimmy the Greek said it best. And they kicked him out of sports. Once black men start playing quarterback and start coaching, there'll be no, The best is the best. It is what it is. It is what it is. Blacks are the best athletes. You talked about Lamar Jackson. Now everybody knows it's common sense that a dual threat quarterback is better than a single threat quarterback. A guy that can run and throw. And don't fool yourself. Don't fool yourself. Shadeur Sanders can run. He can run. He's a pocket quarterback, but he can run. And he only runs to give himself more time to throw the pass. He's more of a scrambler like Fran Tarkington. He can run, but he prefers to scramble and look for that open receiver. What game was it when he threw? He's the only guy I've ever seen throw 2 Hail Mary passes. One was dropped. The second was caught. Who else? Who does that? Who does that? Name another quarterback in the history of the game that threw 2 Hail Mary passes with seconds left, with less than a minute in the game, and completed the last one. And he had to scramble in. He's not a runner. He scrambles to get out of trouble. And whoever picks Shadeur Sanders up, they're going to win a Super Bowl. They will win a Super Bowl. Because the guy he's built for this. And I'm going to tell you this. Shadeur Sanders is as good a quarterback as Deion Sanders is a cornerback. Let me repeat that. Shadeur Sanders is as good a quarterback as Deion Sanders was a cornerback. And I'm going to tell you this. This apple didn't fall far from the tree. Because when Shadeur fell from the tree, it was raining. And he just hit and stuck and didn't roll away. The boy is pure class, and and Deion built him for this. Deion prepared him for this. And one other thing I want to say, United States is racist. If Shadeur Sanders were white, he would have been the first player picked. He would have won the Heisman. Because they just said, yeah, well, Travis is playing 2 ways, but Shadeur is doing all this without an offensive line, so we have to give it to him. I mean, everybody knows. I mean, United States is racist. Let's stop playing games. White people, you suffer from cognitive dissonance. You suffer from cognitive dissonance. You hate African Americans and you hate Africans. You hate all black people. That's just the way it is. It is what it is. But it's getting better than what it was because we're getting ready to take over this whole thing. And and there's nothing you can do about it. Hey, truth, I don't know about cream rising to the top, but the truth always makes its way to the top. The truth always makes its way to the top. You can only bury the truth for so long. Like, subscribe, talk to you all later.